Our next participant is co-founder Dr. Stephen Gilbert. Steve is a PhD and director of the Institute of Neurotoxicology and Neurological Disorders in Seattle, and as well as an affiliate professor in the Department of Environmental and Occupational Health Sciences at the University of Washington. His book, A Small Dose of Toxicology, The Health Effects of Common Chemicals, was published in 2004, and the second edition is now available for free as an ebook. He is a former president of Washington Physicians for Social Responsibility and serves on their national board. Steve?
We should also give Nick a big hand for a lot of the work that he's done on these projects. So they told I only had 7 minutes. I said I could do this a lot better in 30 minutes, but I tried to cut it down a little bit. But I just want to give a little more background on this. One of the things I wanted to mention quickly was the goal was to unite the arts and sciences. We really tried to bring those two aspects together. I think if you listen to the great song when it started off, a lot of things, your words you heard, you have to have some background in what happened at Hanford, hexavalent chromium, all these things that are floating around. So having the science inform the art, and the art inform the science was one of the goals here. And one of the things when we got the grant, and just a couple of stories about this, and I encourage everybody to go out and look at the exhibit and see the science factoids intermingled with the art. That explains some of the art. But when we got the grant from the Department of Ecology, one thing we put in the grant was we wanted to be able to look at the worldwide implications of Hanford. Those words, when we first got the grant back, I immediately flipped to the page where that was to make sure they hadn't been knocked out by the Department of Ecology. Because Hanford had a huge impact on the world. Where did the uranium come from that created the plutonium? Some of it came from around the world, Congo, for example. Some of it came from Spokane area. Some of it was dug up by Native American populations that were affected by the radon they're exposed to. So looking at those implications worldwide, where did the bombs go off, the test bombs, the Marshall Islands, the atolls over there, the people that were evicted from the islands there, is incredible. If you have a chance to go to the Nevada test site, if you go to Las Vegas, the Nevada Test Site Museum is right nearby there. I encourage you to do that if you're in Las Vegas, because they set off over 1,000 nuclear weapons in the Nevada test site. 1,000 nuclear weapons. And you can actually go for a tour of that and see what went on there. It was astounding to see that. And if you go to see the Hanford site, and I encourage you to do that too, you get to go to the B reactor. And that's where the plutonium came from that created the Trinity site and destroyed Nagasaki. And this is really important because you think about that, the United States was the only country that set off 2 nuclear weapons with the sole purpose of killing people. So those people, 60,000 in Nagasaki, many more in Hiroshima, were decimated by these bombs. So we have some responsibility for that. Now we're trying to clean it up so it doesn't continue to pollute the river there. So I just want to say a couple more words about our Washington State's role in this nuclear issue besides Hanford. 20 miles from where we sit is the Bangor submarine base, where the Trident nuclear subs come and go. We have probably the largest concentration of nuclear weapons in the world sitting 20 miles from where we sit right now. Much of that plutonium came from Hanford. We're actually on the University of Washington campus here. There was a nuclear reactor. The Moore building is not too far from here. Moore Hall, and the university has been trying to destroy it. It's actually a really interesting old building. So that's Moore right where we are. We have a nuclear reactor out at Hanford that generates electricity, the Columbia River reactor. You might wonder where all the irradiated fuel rods, irradiated spent waste is. A lot of it's stored right there, not being dry cast. The whole point of this exhibit was to try to get some people more aware of the issues that we're dealing with. You've all seen what happened to Fukushima. There's Chernobyl. We're dealing with this stuff again and again, and it really is to bring some thought here about what kind of world we want to be in. Do we really want to have nuclear weapons? Do we want to have nuclear power? As Einstein or somebody said, nuclear power is one hell of a way to boil water. That's really what it's all about. So I will stop there, and I'm going to read a small poem from Bill, too. And I really encourage you to look at the science or check out the science and see what it's all about. I think the science does inform the art. It's the science around radiation stuff is pretty interesting. So this is a poem called My Father Dying in 1984. And I love Bill. Bill was just a wonderful man. It was so just shocking that he passed so early. So my father dying, 1984. He burns with prostate cancer, carried plutonium home in his underwear, ashes of Trinity, ashes of Nagasaki. For Christ's sakes, Dad, you went to work daily out of love and duty, but did the devil's job. You guys stoked Tell's ovens, bought home shadows in your lunch boxes. All the radiation badges can't monitor how much your children love you, or measure 30 years of labor smoldering in your work pants, or count the sperm splittering across centuries, igniting everywhere karmic fires. So I think that, a lot says a lot more than some of the science, but you can get into plutonium, why plutonium's so deadly, particularly when it's inhaled, things like that, the alpha particle emitter. I could ramble on about that stuff, but I think Bill's poem says so much more than I could. Thank you very much.